Howdy, folks. Howdy, man. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. It's raining here in Atlanta. You might not be able to tell it by the background behind me. That's because I have the wrong background up. But it is raining here. Let's get our... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what it looks like here now. And the only thing that's going to bring the sun back, the only thing that's going to make it look like this again is the introduction of my co-host, Mike Ball.
Not the cap.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
What's good, y'all?
It's Mike Ball and Black Dragon. Oh, Black Dragon and Mike Ball. Monday through Fridays, here we are doing it our way on the highway, motorcycling and talking about things that we do. We are the #1 rated biker news show in all the world,
cut off?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It cut you short, BD. It said, nope, you're done right now.
And we're going to just keep on moving. It's Tuesday.
Not the cap.
Everything is live. There we go. Here we go. Mike Ball and Black Dragon. We don't get cut off. We just keep on rocking and rolling and moving, man. Even if I hit the wrong damn button. So like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the #1 biker news channel in all the world.
Yes, sir. That was fantastic. Look at that. Like the video for us for that you guys.
That was painful.
That was awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Man, I'm going to have to put this over. I'm going to have to give you the controls on this one, man.
It's all good.
I'm getting old. I can't, the young guy has to do it all.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah. You found today's story. It's all, you did everything. There's nothing. There's nothing.
You're the narrator.
Nothing.
Oh, shoot. Look, you're the guy that reads the story still. You know what I mean? We're letting you retire nicely.
Grandpa that reads the stories. What the hell?
We're allowing you to retire nicely. You know what I mean?
All right.
We're making it nice for you, BD.
Allow
the process.
All right, Mike Ball the Wise. We got Mark O'Leary over there in England. Hey, what's up, Mark? Welcome to the show,
Shout
man.
out.
We got Steve Easy. Isn't he up there in Canada somewhere, Steve?
No, Steve Easy's in North Carolina.
Why do I always want to put him in Canada for some reason?
North Carolina.
Anthony Wood, Morgan Costello. It's good to see you guys. Thank you to all our new subscribers that are coming in. We appreciate you guys. Listen, if you guys want advertising, you want to advertise here on the show, we have that available. Also, we're looking for some sponsors. So we're just moving the ball forward and doing the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're looking for 3 major sponsors from like big companies, and then that we obviously trust and work with. And then those are usually anywhere from 6-month to 12-month contracts. And then we have the smaller ad spaces for like, behind the scenes here, like on my desk, as well as, actually on the show or doing an ad read. Anyways.
If you have a small business, you can definitely get some advertising rates from us. It doesn't have to just all be the big guys. So we're here for you, man. We're here for you.
Yep. Hey, we got Dublin, Ireland in the house. Shout out.
In Dublin's fair city. Mike, I'm so disappointed that you don't know any.
No, I don't. No,
Irish.
I can't go to the Irish pub.
And
it's all right.
Spit out one.
No.
I can spit out one. That's it.
One. Singular.
One.
Okay. Stop the cap.
I learned it in second grade.
Oh, and it stuck with you all these years later?
All my life. My second grade teacher, her name was, oh my God, she was fine too. She was a music teacher. She was fine. She's probably dead now.
Jeez.
Because I'm 60. She'd have to be.
Probably like 90.
She could be in her 80s or 90s.
Yeah. Was she like 20 or 30 years old at that time?
Yeah, she was like 20 or something with long legs, brunette. She was bad, boy. Even as a 5-year-old, I knew her ass was bad.
Get your 80-year-old. You know what I mean? Go get her.
Well,
you're a dirty man.
I can. I could, for young kids' sake, I could just say, well, you were my crush back then. Let's
handle it.
go ahead and have that business.
Let's handle it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, the spirit doesn't change, Mike. You must think because I'm old that I'm out of here and washed up. See, that's what you do. Anyway, she taught us that song back when they still had music in school. Like they don't have music anymore.
Yep. I know.
We had a music teacher. We'd go to music, and I don't know, maybe she was from Ireland or something. But
I was actually losing my whole program in school during that whole time, and I was one of the kids that saved the guitar/music class in my high school because I was not allowing that to happen.
You started teaching?
Yeah, I actually taught. I replaced a science class. I replaced a English class and a history class. So 3 different classes I was getting academic grades for, but for teaching guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why they Mike Ball the Wise right there.
Hey, if I'm not going to pass with normal grades, you know what I mean? Hey, I can pass this way,
Mike Ball the Wise right there.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You do what you got to do.
Anyway. Black Dragon, have you ever met a woman that you didn't think was fine? So I got to tell you this military story real quick.
Oh, man.
My best friend in the world at the time, he eventually became my club brother. We called him 8 Ball in the club. He became president of the Atlanta chapter. His name is Leon Richardson. And way back in the submarine days, Leon, oh my God, this guy, he was beautiful. He could catch women when none of us could. He had the shiny bald head. He was black, tall, women loved this guy. His smile, he'd smile at them, they'd almost pass out. And this guy had a plethora of women. And one day we were riding down the road, and he was riding in my car, and I looked over him and I said, "What's wrong with you? You think every woman is fine?" And he stopped me and he said, "John, every woman is fine." And I said, "Oh yeah? Well, what about that bag lady over there pushing the shopping cart?"
Right.
He said, "I believe the pride with which she pushes the cart with is fine. That makes her fine." I said, "Oh yeah? Well, what about that old hag over there with no teeth? Her gums could be used for remarkable things, which continues to make her fine and beautiful." I said, "Every woman is not fine." He said, "Every woman is fine." I said, "Okay, what about that ugly fat girl over there? In the winter, she could keep you warm next to the hearth when the fire would be burning and it's frozen outside, but you would be warm with your skinny self wrapped up in her. This makes her beautiful. And no matter what woman I found, he found something beautiful in her. So yeah, buddy, I think all women are beautiful."
There you go. Now you know.
Now you know. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Not so good over here in this place for the members of the Bandidos Motorcycle Club. They call them Bandidos gang members. I didn't know there was a Bandidos gang out there, but I guess there's a Bandidos gang if you ask them. Closing arguments begin for Bandidos gang members accused of killing the Seebeck family. If the suspects are convicted of killing the family, all 3 could face life in prison. So what the hell is this about, Mike? You found this, that there's a
and this is in Washington. This is in the state of Washington or whatever.
Let's look at the video and hopefully they don't throw a commercial on us. Look and see what the video says. This is horrible if these people are found guilty for this. Let's see.
In the Seattle area, the job
you gotta love it.
Getting a business degree at WGU can be,
and
really
I can actually hear the ad through your microphone.
Okay,
qualified for.
That's hilarious. What up, Joseph?
You really made that a reality.
Almost there. Boom.
This morning, the start of closing arguments as the state laid out its case, trying to show the jury that the 3 men accused are violent killers that tried to cover their tracks the whole way. Two members of the Bandidos motorcycle club and another man are facing murder charges for the killing of a family in Seebeck in 2017.
We know that these murders were carefully and thoroughly planned.
Their target, this man, John Correga, a restaurant owner and father who investigators say was dealing drugs on the side. When he stopped dealing to members of the motorcycle club, these three men are accused of killing three members of his family. John Correga was found dead in his truck days later.
This case is not all about what was done. It's about who did it. And the evidence shows that these three defendants, Robert Watson, Danny Kelly, and Johnny Watson, working together, planned these murders. They planned the murder of John Correga and his family. They planned to destroy the house by arson.
Wow.
To destroy any evidence that could be left behind.
Key evidence coming from a 911 call made by Hunter Schaap, a teenager who was shot that night and would later die of his injuries.
Get that there, what reporting?
My whole family shot me too.
Over the course of the 5-month jury trial, the defense worked to cast doubt on the timeline and the cell phone towers used to track the alleged killer's movements.
The time doesn't work. The geography doesn't work. And the math just doesn't.
Closing arguments are slated to go until Friday, and soon the case will be in the hands of the jury. All three men face the possibility of life in prison if convicted. In Port Orchard, Sebastian Robertson, King 5 News.
In the Seattle area, the job
Interesting,
market is booming.
Wow.
I have lots of questions.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't just a burnt down car or just a burnt down house.
We did that story, Mike.
I remember.
We did that story.
Now, this
I
is-
don't know if
this
that
is-
was you
this
and
is now
I.
Us
or-
continuing.
Yeah, I remember this story. At the time we did the story, we weren't sure about all this.
Right. That's the whole thing is that's why we do what we do, right? Is we're always going to follow up on cases that are ongoing, stuff like that. We're always going to, when it comes out in the news, we let you guys know what's going on.
According to court documents, Correga stopped dealing drugs when members of the motorcycle club, the three suspects, were accused of killing the members in the family. Did that guy have national on his back?
It looked like national. I couldn't tell if it said nationwide or if it said national. I couldn't tell, but it looked like national to me.
Wow. In any event, they arrested them in their colors, like maybe they went to the clubhouse and got them or something. Boy, that was
Rough.
Getting a business degree at WGU can
that was crazy. I'm blown away by that. Let's go back. I want to see the picture of.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Is
Oh,
that-
of course it did.
oh,
You're gonna have to refresh.
Yeah.
Yep. And watching that
oh,
again.
wow, we're gonna have to go through the commercial again.
in the Seattle area.
Mute it.
the job market is booming.
Oh, those
All
people.
right, we'll let that go.
Two members of. Okay, so I remember that kid made the call.
Yep.
I just want you to just imagine how chilling that would be to make a phone call saying my whole family's dead.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Three men accused or violent killer killing of a family in Seebeck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does say that.
Yeah, national.
That's interesting. Yeah, just look at. So did they get the restaurant owner too? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Or did they just get the
That
family?
I do not know. I think it's two members and a non-member. Whoever that person is, I don't know who it is.
Did all four of these people? Were all of these people killed?
I don't know the answer to that.
Two members. Okay, the alleged target. The target was John Correga, a restaurant owner and father. We know that these murders were carefully and thoroughly planned. According to court documents, when he stopped dealing drugs, they went after him. the three suspects were accused of killing three members of his family. He was found dead in his truck days later.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness. This case is not at all about what was done. It's about who did it. And the evidence shows that these three defendants, and it gives their names, were working together and they planned these murders. They planned the murder of John Carriga and his family. The district attorney said they planned to destroy the house by arson to destroy any evidence that could be left. I just can't imagine.
So that's why it all went up in flames.
Yeah. And this kid called from that house.
Killing three members of
It's
his
terrible.
family. John Carrega was found dead in his truck days
Yep.
later.
This case is not at all about what was done. It's about who did it. And the evidence shows that these three defendants, Robert Watson, Danny Kelly, and Johnny Watson, working together, planned these murders. They planned the murder of John Carriga and his family. They planned to destroy the house by arson.
What's
Jesus.
the motive? What's the motive?
See, that's what, Mike, that's what seems kind of strange.
I have
because
to figure this out. You know
they
what I
said
mean?
the motive was that he stopped selling drugs to them. But
So because he stopped.
do you kill somebody that just stops? I mean, just go find somebody else to buy drugs from.
That's crazy.
Do you
go
really
and kill him
somebody
and the family?
that says I don't want to sell drugs to you anymore? Let's kill him and his family. There's more
Something's
to it than
not.
that.
Yeah, there's something not adding up. Obviously,
That ain't it.
look at this. That's not. No. Hey, you didn't sell me my 8-ball. You know what I mean? Damn.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what an 8-ball is, but yeah.
Oh well, heroin and coke.
Oh well, yeah. Coca-Cola. Okay.
Yeah, that type. Here, look, I've got the Hencho in Mexico Coke. You know what I mean? The glass bottle.
Oh,
of
the
Cokes.
original
Yeah.
Coca-Cola
Hencho in Mexico.
was made out of cocaine or something. I've heard. Wow.
Back in the day.
Key evidence coming from a 911 call made by Hunter Schaap, a teenager who was shot that night and would later die of his injuries.
Oh, sorry, my whole family shot me too.
Over the course,
That kid said my whole family shot.
Oh, dude, could you imagine that?
I
That's
there is people can get this level of depravity and they can be turned on by people next to them. So maybe you wouldn't have done the gang rape, but everybody else was doing it. So you didn't stop it, and oh well, who's looking? You know, that kind of people can be, especially when they get in groups.
situational.
They did a study about. They did a study, and they put all these people inside of a warehouse or something with rooms and all this kind of stuff, and they made some guys the bosses over the other people, and at some point, the folks lost contact with the people outside, but the people outside were watching them, and they did such cruel things to each other that they lost all sense of order and stuff. It got horrible in there from the peer pressure kind of stuff. So sometimes when people get together in groups, they do amazing
Things that they would not do if they were by themselves.
And this could be one of those things where you're pushed on. But anyway,
so the 5-month jury trial,
back to it.
The defense worked to cast doubt on the timeline and the cell phone towers used to track the alleged.
Okay, so you know their thing is that it couldn't have happened because it's the wrong timeline, and I think to me, we wouldn't sell drugs to him no more, so he killed us. That seems a little bit. I would think they would need to come up with something stronger than that. But anyway, that's what happened. A family
You would
is
think.
dead.
And as Steve Easy says, it's about money in some way. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It has to. You know what I mean? All roads are pointing to that. So, I mean.
It has to be something like that, one would say. I wanted to find a story. Give me a second here.
Okay.
I wanted to find a story that's ongoing. And this is the last guys. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah. Let's pull this up. because this story is kind of like the one we're covering, I think, a little bit. 2 final Mississippi Goon Squad members sentenced to prison in the torture and abuse of these men. These 2 black men. Remember these 2 guys these 2 guys, there was a phone call that to the police department over in Mississippi. I forget exactly where, a little town over there. And there was a call that they were living with a white woman. These 2 men were living with a white woman or white women. So this police department that called itself the Goon Squad went over to the black guys' houses, the black men's houses, and went over to the house that the black men were in and started torturing these guys. Beat them, tortured them, poured substances on them, made them drink fluids, and even used a dildo on them to try to take away their manhood. At one point, one of the cops he took a bullet out of his gun, he put it in the guy's mouth, and he pulled the trigger. And then he pulled the trigger a second time, not realizing that the gun was loaded, he said. Cutting off a piece of the guy's tongue, breaking his jaw, and the bullet came out of the back of his neck. Then they go out into the front yard and figure out what are we going to do with this? Yeah, with this. And I think they may have even planted evidence and all kinds of stuff.
So when was this?
When
did that all happen?
When did it happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to continue reading the story, but I remember when it did happen, nobody believed these guys. And so they just finished. All 6 of those men were put in prison. The one guy who was sentenced the least had the least to do with it, and he wanted to be. TJ said last year, and he wanted to be. He said, I should have stopped it, but I didn't. And it's that thing that he was there, standing there, and he could have stopped, and he didn't. That peer pressure. Sometimes you have to, man. But let's play this and see what happens.
Mississippi, 2 out of the 6 former deputies are facing sentencing today for torturing 2 black men last year. So far, a federal judge sentenced Hunter Elwood to 20 years in prison. Jeffrey Middleton will be sentenced this afternoon. The rest of the men will follow over the next couple of days.
Now, these men pleaded guilty in August to a slate of state and federal charges, and prosecutors say that the officers nicknamed themselves the Goon Squad because of their willingness to use excessive force and not report it. NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton joins us now. Antonia, I mean, frankly, these charges are disgusting. And it's something that, unfortunately, some people didn't realize were even happening or forgot that this even happened. And it's not quite as rare as we think. What are the charges specifically?
You're right to point that out, because one of the conversations happening in Mississippi right now is that for many Black elders there, this feels like a relic of what they were hoping was a bygone era, something from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s in the South that shouldn't be happening today. But what happened that night in January of 2023 is that these 5 former deputies and 1 police officer entered this home, no warrant, no evidence that anything was happening there. And they proceeded to torture these men for hours using food, at one point a sex toy, and threatening an execution. And that's how one of the men, Michael Jenkins, ended up being shot in the mouth by one of the officers, who's the officer who has been sentenced to 20 years. So this is heinous, doesn't even really describe how awful all of this is. And on top of all of what I just described, they then tried to plant evidence, guns, drugs on these men. And it took months for these 2 victims, Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker, to be believed. And so, there's relief that we're here now. But there's another world in which that actually wouldn't have been the case.
It's sick. Somehow Jenkins and Parker did survive. What are they saying about these sentencings?
Well, they are pushing for the maximum sentences. And it's not just the 2 of them. It's actually an entire Black community in the Jackson area rising up here and saying, you really need to send a message now. And, we have 20 years for one officer. That officer is facing the most serious charges because of having shot Jenkins in the mouth. but they're hoping something very similar is coming for the other 5 men involved in this. And now, on top of all of that, the local DA is going to have to review all kinds of cases in association with the Goon Squad. So think about this. There's the story of just these 6 guys, but really there is a bigger process here that could take years, undoing all the harm that was likely done.
And how many of those victims were not believed, right? Incredible.
Now, I've got a question. I'm trying to figure this out. What was the motive going after these 2 black men?
Because someone had called and said that they were living with a white woman.
That's it?
Or that a white woman or white women was
Sure.
living with them. That's it. So I'm from that area. My family is from that area. There's a city just north of Jackson, Mississippi, Canton, Mississippi. That's where my family is from, on my father's side. And so there's a story in my family of when my father was young, a white man in town had gotten his sister pregnant, and so he came to my father's house with my father and all his brothers and uncles and stuff, and he came to her house, to the house, and he stomped the baby out of her stomach in front of her family. This is a story in my family. Yes.
Oh my God.
So there are some cruel mother effers in that area.
What is it? Is it geographical, do you think, or what is it? The culture?
Well, I mean, it was the Deep South. This is something that Mike, you probably never seen or really even heard of.
Well, I mean, I've been through a lot of Alabama, you know what I mean? And because my sister lives there, my parents are moving there. I've been down that area. I mean, remember when I was there and I called you and I was talking to you from over there?
Yeah. I remember you there recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this kind of thing that I'm talking about, this was prevalent. Can you imagine being so powerless and your life being so worthless that someone could come up on the porch of your house and hurt one of your family members, and if you did anything about it, the Ku Klux Klan would show up on your doorstep and murder everybody, and there was nothing anyone could do about it?
Wow.
So when that lady says, people were hoping that this was a relic of the past. Now, this happened when my father was a little boy. My father was born in 1930, I believe. And so when he was a little boy, somewhere around 1940, maybe somewhere around when World War II was getting started, this is what happened on the front porch of my father's house, or of his father's house. And as I was told the story by my mother, as I was growing up, I was told that story many times. So
it's tragic.
She moved out of the South. She moved out of the South to Chicago for that reason, and
very reason.
Many blacks went to Chicago. Chicago was the place many blacks from the South ran to, only to find a different kind of racism up there. So I did not realize that was Jackson, Mississippi, until just now, as I was reading this, and it brought back to me that very horrible thing. There are many stories like that in my family's past. Even my great-great-grandfather who was lynched in front of his family. So this is not so surprising to me, as I've seen this.
This is. I mean, I knew that there's crazy stuff that happens in the world, of course, but to hear it, like how recent it is, and then be able to see, like, the timeline, what's happening, what's the motive. That's why I ask these questions. So
I was focusing on a different part of the story when we brought this up, and as I was reading it, I just became. Sometimes we're reading the thank you, take care, see you later. Who was that?
That's Mark.
They got to go. Hey, Mark Harris, take care. So part of the story that I wanted to focus on. So, why didn't all these guys get 40 years each? They got between 10 and 40 years. There's some guys that participated in this that only got 10 years. That's the thing about being a cop.
Mm.
Like, these guys should have got life in prison for that.
Question.
Yeah.
Isn't some parts of the states consider 20 years life? You know what I mean?
It used to be when I was a kid that life was 7 years.
That's
You'd get
7
life-
seven
yeah,
years.
Life was about 7 years. Used to
Oh,
be when I
man.
was a kid. I remember that. Like,
Totally different
there
times.
was no such thing. Now, you could get life and never get paroled because that's what happened to Charles Manson.
Yep.
But Charles Manson didn't get life without the possibility of parole. He went up for parole every time.
Dozens. Yeah.
And it was just that his crime was so well known. Funny thing, he as a person didn't kill anyone. So he all the people that worked for him or whatever hung around him killed everybody. So there are it changes. So now life might be considered, I don't know what it's considered now, but life, you do get to get out, but life without parole is a whole new thing. We didn't have that back then.
Gotcha, Steve. I see you.
In some places, if the possibility of parole after 20 and others, life is until the casket drops. Yeah.
Yep. And then Eric says that 25 years is life. Yeah, there's different parts of the country that consider like 25 or 20 or 30.
But when I was a kid, you would go away for life and be back. It wasn't as horrible as it is now. But prisons were not privatized then. Prisons are privatized. They make money on prisons. So
Wait. So what year did privatized prisons get implemented in the United States?
I don't know.
I'm sure someone in the chat knows.
Because our people know everything.
Between me and you in the chat.
Chat, we know everything.
And literally.
I think probably in the 90s maybe is when that happened. That's when I first remember happening, especially around the 3 strikes time. I was around when the 3 strikes law came to California.
Yep.
And that
still a
was
big thing here.
Incredible. Yeah. Is it really?
Still a very big thing here. Yep. 3 strike rule.
Repealed that or something.
No. The 3 strike rule is a very prominent thing here.
You could thank Biden and those guys for that one.
Yep.
That was a big one the Clinton administration was pushing when they were calling black teenagers predators and all kinds of stuff. People
terrible.
Forget that kind of stuff. But
yes,
anyway.
they do. They forget the 47 years prior to this BS.
They do. Let's see. But I was focusing in on one of these guys. I had seen this story. Okay, so this is what started it, Mike. In January 2023, McAlpin received a call from a white person who complained that Jenkins and Parker were residing with a white woman at a house in Braxton, Mississippi.
Stand by real quick. Big Drift says they privatized in 1984. That's the exact year that they privatized, which is insane. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know until I asked the question right now. I had no idea. I thought the prison system has been on both sides privatized and not privatized for forever. You know what I mean? I had no idea.
No,
I asked.
No, that happened before you were born, when were you born?
95.
11 years before you were born. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was -11. Damn.
McAlpin then texted a group that self-described itself as the Goon Squad to go out and attack these guys. They consisted of these 6 guys. The group went to the home without a warrant and assaulted the 2 black men with stun guns, forced them to ingest liquids, punched and kicked them, called them racial slurs. The Justice Department said 2 men were also assaulted with a dildo.
Wow.
Deadman also fired his gun twice in an effort to intimidate the man. The department said so somebody else fired their gun twice. Eldward.
Just like shooting, next to him just to scare
Yeah.
him?
Shooting next to him just to scare him.
Yeah, dance, homie. You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Elward removed a bullet from the chamber of his gun, forced that gun into Jenkins' mouth before pulling the trigger. No bullet was fired the first time, but he pulled the trigger a second time and shot through the man's mouth. He said he had forgotten that the gun was not loaded or whatever, that the gun was loaded. He shot him a second time, lacerated his tongue. Actually, it tore a piece of his tongue off, broke his jaw, and a bullet exited out of the back of his neck, according to the Department of Justice. The judge sentenced Dedman to 40 years, Opdyke to 17 and a half years. Why do you only get 17 years? You know, if you got two black
That's a good
kids,
question.
if you got two black kids or anybody that's not a cop, you got two guys that pull up to a bank and one guy's driving the car and the other guy goes in and robs somebody and shoots somebody. They both get charged with murder. They both go up for the murder. How is, in this case,
I know for damn sure if I did it, I would be totally not getting away with it.
in this
That's
case,
just the
one
way
guy
my
gets
life
40
is.
years and one guy gets 17 and a half years. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
what's the reasoning?
They were all participating in the same garbage. He gave nearly 20 years to Elward, 17 and a half years to Middleton. Jenkins' attorney read a victim statement on behalf of the sentencing, describing McAlphin as the highest man in charge. Now, Brett McAlphin said he would pour gasoline on this house and set it on fire. The statement said, I felt like I was a slave. Parker read his own victim impact, saying that McAlphin thought himself to be the mob and asked the judge to sentence him to years and years so that McAlphin could think about what he did. 666. Seems like I have a little more respect, a little more dignity than the chief investigator of Rankin County, Parker said. Parker was one of the men who was injured. McAlphin was able to address the court. This is the guy that was sentenced, one of the perpetrators of the crime. He was able to address the court, and his voice wavered several times as he spoke. Although he apologized to both men for his actions, he stared straight ahead, never turning back to look at them or their families. He said this was all wrong, very, very wrong. This is not how people should treat each other. This is not how people should treat each other. This is not how I should have treated you, is what he should have said. But he said, I hope your families can move on and have a better life.
How can you say that?
Well, that's what he said.
I hope you can move on. Move on.
Let's go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that. I hope your families can move on. You know, the officer that killed
It's a good
George
question,
Floyd,
Frank.
if someone loses part of their tongue, considered. I'm not.
You're not getting involved in that?
I'm not with you guys today.
Aren't you an amputee?
I'm not doing this.
Well, I thought we were amputees here.
Okay, I don't do this.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. This is
you've been doing that for years.
no. This is
Stop
this
the cap.
thing.
Stop the cap.
Okay, I don't. You got me doing this. I don't do this.
I'm amputated, guys. Mm-hmm.
Well, I am.
Right.
There you go. Anyway, he took me off the story. Parker's statement described a constant fear that someone would break into his home and terrorize him all over again. Yeah, I guess so. He also said, I'm hurt, I'm broken, I'm ashamed, embarrassed by the entire situation. This is what Jenkins said. He said, they tried to take my manhood away. Can you imagine a police officer of the law assaulting you with a dildo and you're just powerless to do anything about it except die?
No, that's scary.
Hartfield sobbed at some point during his apology. So one guy that was apologizing, he started sobbing, saying he should have stepped. This is the part I focus in, saying he should have stepped in to stop what was happening, and he should have protected both men. He said, I allowed others to influence me, and I am taking full responsibility.
No, you're not. I allowed others to basically make my decision making. That's not taking responsibility.
He's saying that he's taking responsibility for the fact that he allowed others to influence him. He's saying, I let them do that, and I did let them do that, and I'm taking full responsibility. They influenced me, and I was influenced, and I'm telling you guys, I'm taking responsibility for that. He
That's
said,
weak-minded.
nothing here is saying that he had a strong mind. You're absolutely right. He said, adding that he has lost countless hours of sleep over the attack.
Yeah, right. Stop the cat.
He added that he knows his words will never be enough for either Parker or Jenkins, but that he is still sorry. He said, I really am. U.S. District Judge Thomas Lee noted that while Hartford participated in a lesser manner than the other 5 men, he still made bad choices. Hartfield was the least involved and the least culpable. How can you be least involved and least culpable? This is...
If you're involved, you're involved.
The R word. We can use
yes,
the R
we're
word
we're on YouTube. It's fucking retarded. How about that? Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't use the R word on TikTok.
You get banned on that. That's a hate crime.
This is retarded. You're the least involved and the least culpable. He said to Lee, who said he was conflicted over the sentence. The judge said he was conflicted over giving this man the sentence. This is the mindset we're dealing with down there.
Yes.
Oh, you were the least responsible for the murder that you participated in. I feel so conflicted about giving you this time.
Stop the cap.
He said, you seem to have landed in the middle of something you did not intend to and did not anticipate. He just making it so nice for the guy. However, you actively participated on a much more limited basis, but still you participated nonetheless. So he got less time. This is the kind of the depravity in the system is not just the crime that was committed. The depravity in the system is how the system has always refused to properly punish those people. And it is something that even my own family has seen in that area. So,
man, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame. And I still wonder if that's like a cultural thing and, from a geographical area. Like I want to know why that happens.
No, I've seen that kind of racial discrimination
everywhere.
all over everywhere I've lived, because when I lived in California, I watched a circle of cops beat a man named Rodney King until he couldn't stand up anymore.
Right.
And it was the same kind of thing. The cops had run wild and did not see him as a human being. And I have been, oh my goodness, myself as a youth growing up in Oklahoma, where the cops would absolutely break a nightstick across your back. And there was nothing you're going to be able to do about it, because back then when I was a teenager, we did not have these things. Right. That put a professional level 4K camera in your hand, and everybody's got one. And
it's serious power.
This is serious power right here.
It's a whole ass computer.
It's a whole ass computer, better than the one that sent the lunar lander to Mars.
Yep. By a long shot.
This has got a better computer than I used on submarines
with the actual government. Yeah.
40 years ago, that I would shoot nuclear missiles from. The computer on here is better than every computer we had on that submarine put together.
Wow. That's crazy. Oko, I see you.
Both of my brothers were born in Germany. They both speak fluent German.
Wow.
So anyway, that whole mindset of, and so I often tell my bikers to at all times have your own mind. The justification you put in your mind is not going to be the justification they use when they're doing that prison sentence on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he pushed me first. That's not
Doesn't
gonna
work.
help. Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't work. Well, I let those guys do something to me they shouldn't have. I shouldn't have let them do that. It doesn't work.
Nope.
It doesn't work.
None of us would get off like that.
None of us would. Because we're not billionaires. Like Donald Trump had a $500 million bond to come up with yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
And they cut it down to 175 million.
Didn't they? I thought they were going right down the middle.
No. Well, it is kind of down the middle because 175 million is the pre-interest penalty.
Oh, got you. It's before interest.
It's accruing $20,000 of interest per day.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
They gave him 175 million, which is less than what he owed. Now, it didn't go away. The $464 million, the $500 million judgment still sits against him. And in order to appeal, you got to put the money up in case
just like a bond.
In case you lose the appeal, so that they'll have the money. And you can't say, well, I spent it all on attorneys or whatever. So if you want to appeal, which I think is crazy, you got to pay for an appeal?
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like the government has this crazy power. Like,
yes,
you want to appeal? Well, we need the money first.
Well, I mean, if you think that you own anything, you're laugh out loud. You know what I mean? Because the government, if wanted to, they can take everything, your land, your assets,
and that's what they were going to do. Letitia James, the district attorney up there in New York, was getting ready to start taking stuff.
Yeah.
Homes and businesses and stuff.
Yep. We're just going to take it.
Which they would have taken of yours.
Of mine instantly.
But if you're a billionaire,
you got some
and
leverage.
You used to be the president, they cut your bond down to less than half. That's not fair. Next time I go to court, I'm going to be like, $1,500 for speeding, Your Honor. I don't have it, and I want my bond cut just like you cut former president or maybe even current President Trump bond. And I want the people in the court. I want all of our bonds cut. I want our bonds cut right now.
As they should be. It's equal, right? Yeah, no. That's not how it works.
That's not gonna happen.
Let's stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Let's be realistic. That's not happening for us.
If you don't sit your ass down in our courtroom, man, it's gonna be more than your stuff we're taking. You know, Mike, that happened to me. I had a $1,500 fine for speeding.
Yep.
And I didn't have the $1,500.
I got me two different, one of those exact same scenarios. I got two different tickets right now that I've got to deal with. And this is me openly admitting it. I've got two different tickets I got to take care of. And yeah, they're one is for $1,500 and one is for $600.
$2,000-some $100.
So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do that exact plead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go, hey, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna have a body cam on me
with one of these. Have somebody with one of these on silent, for God's sake. Please have it on silent.
Right.
So put your ass in jail for that too.
Yeah.
And have them have it like this or something, you know.
Yeah, body cam.
Like they're like that. Like, you know,
I'll get me a little spy cam, you know.
You're not supposed to have it on, you know.
Well, then someone else
absolutely can't do this.
No, you can't do that.
So say Black Dragon said.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
From Black Dragon Biker TV.
Stop the cap.
No, I'm just telling you. Tell them that I said that your fine needs to be reduced like Donald Trump's. Reduced like Donald Trump. I want it cut in less than half. I want it cut in less than half, Your Honor. In Georgia, when I didn't have that $1,500, they put me on probation like a criminal.
Yep.
Like if
you'd
run a background check on me, like I was getting a job, it would have said on probation.
Absolutely, it would have.
And I had to pay the probation lady. Did I tell you guys this story? I had to pay the probation lady, and I had to pay I had to pay the fine and probation. Well, I didn't even have the fine. And then I had to do 40 hours of community service.
You got the community service too. Damn.
And my probation officer was a Colombian lady.
Oh, it always is.
Oh my God, she was fine, bro. She was she got mad at me because I looked her up and down. Like what was wrong with looking her up and down? She looked good. She said, you don't look me up and down, convict.
Convict?
I said, hold up a damn minute. I haven't been convicted of anything except a speeding ticket. I'm not a convict. Anyway.
Oh, snap.
Thank giving you a little help with your ticket, man. That's all right, man. Thank you, guys.
Man. Thank you.
Thank you, Family Life.
Man.
He's been watching us for a long time. That's Fester there. He's been watching us for a long time, man.
He sure has.
Man,
sure has. I keep in contact with a lot of these people off the air. You know what I mean?
Mike, that's all right.
Become very close to me.
So Mike should get a $475 million fine for speeding.
That's a bit excessive.
Wait, yeah, you know what? That's true. Tell them Black Dragon said, "Step off, Judge, or he is gonna come battle." Rap battle. Hey, yeah. Mike is a rapper. I'm not the rapper. Mike blew me away, so I'm
BD the Convict. Yes.
Yeah, BD the Convict.
That's your new name.
But you know, she like put me out of her office. I was so disappointed. I was hoping to
She was not down with you, dude.
She thought I was like one of the riffraff around there.
Yeah, because that's what she deals with every single fucking day.
Boy,
you know
I don't
know
how she'd be walking around that office like that.
That's what I'm saying.
How
do you think that she doesn't get harassed? Of course she does.
You know, women go through hell, I think, and I can't help it. I didn't make the rules. Yeah, women go through hell out there, and it's because
men don't. Well, shit, we go through our own hell.
We don't go through that same hell.
We don't go through harassment hell like that, but we deal with way more violence and way more stringent shit that no one's going to actually help us on.
You know, I'm going to show you.
Of the coin.
I'm going to show you this video here that was sent to me yesterday, and this is very much what my parole officer looked like. This woman looks a whole hell of a lot like what my parole officer looked like.
Jesus.
Yeah, and this just goes to show you the hell that women go through. Here we go.
This is talent.
That's what I was saying. All right, so my name's Kayla.
That don't matter. Come sign this, baby girl.
Oh, okay.
You genuinely already did it.
All right, thank you.
You did it. Wow.
Man. Thank you. Is that it?
No,
That's called female privilege. I don't know what you're talking about. That's called female privilege.
I shouldn't have to go through that. I mean,
man, just come over here and sign the contract. You good? You know what I mean?
She should have had to sing like everybody else.
Nope, you got the job.
No, that's not.
Must be nice. She
must have left out of there feeling just horrible. Like they only want me.
She got the part.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I would love it if it happened like that for me.
No, you wouldn't.
I totally would.
No, Mike, you're used to working for everything you got.
Nah,
if
I'm
you just
cool with
walk
that.
in and they just was like, "Oh my God, look at this guy hop in here. He's looking so good."
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's the type of time I'm on.
You'd be like, "Dude, don't do that. Don't talk to me like that. Don't do that."
I totally would. I would take advantage of it.
You'd be like, "No, I'm Mike. Do not, bro. I'm gonna
cool
sing. I'm gonna start singing right now. I'm Mike. I can rap, bro. I listen. You look good. You don't need that. I like you, Mike. I like how you're looking over there. You got the part. What you wouldn't do it.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? No.
I'm not even capping, dude.
I'm bringing the Thunder Gods on you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The Thunder Gods are not happy with you right now. King said women do that to themselves. Yes, it's a skit, but it.
Well, look what she was wearing. Yeah, of course she did it to herself. She knew what she was doing. Come
Oh my
on.
goodness!
Stop the cat.
Go sign with P
Stop the
Diddy,
cap.
Mike. You can get that treatment. Oh my God!
Forget about that.
They did you know that they raided P Diddy yesterday?
I did hear about that.
His 11,000 square foot homes got raided. One and two each in two parts of the country simultaneously. You should have seen all those guns those guys had. Like, hold on, P Diddy the music maker, not P Diddy the gangster. Give me a break here. And he fled the country.
Wow.
I'd flee the country too. Did Todd J say protect our earth and future generations growing stronger together? Right? You can always depend on Todd J.
That's a fact.
East Coast, I wouldn't be interested in a male support group to complain about women. Just okay and quit hinting. Black Dragon's new live female. Where's the?
When's that gonna happen?
I've been promising. My problem is Tia would.
She would quite literally put you under.
Oh my goodness! I have the Dragon's Lair down below. I'm in the Dragon's Nest right now. Underneath is my personal clubhouse, the Dragon's Lair, which our bike nights are coming back. Probably Tuesday or Wednesday night. I can't figure out which one I want to do yet. But anyway, I got this stripper stage.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually here when I moved in the building. Now, it could be used as any kind of a stage. It could be used by a preacher or anybody. It's just this carpeted kind of like stage. And I put it in the Dragon's Lair because it was next door. And when I moved here, it was next door, and I saw it, and I liberated it, and I put it in the Dragon's Lair.
Christened.
And so Tia walks in and says, "What the hell is this stripper stage doing in here?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "This is not a stripper stage. This is a table." And we put the couches around it because we're going to sit at the table and speak and everything like that. And she said, "You know what? I can see the beginning of the end." I said, "This is not the beginning of the end. That's a table."
Oh shit! Oh shit!
The father of the Black Sabbath Nation comes to visit me, right? You know, you visited my father before. And he comes to visit, and he sits down in the Dragon's Lair, and he goes, "Oh, this is beautiful, son." And Tia's right there and everything. He goes, "Man, I just love this stripper table."
Dang. He got you good on that.
She looked at me, she said, I thought it was just a table.
Yeah.
I said, "Baby, don't listen. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's old."
She knew what it was. He knew what it was.
Stop the cap.
It's a table, okay?
You're right.
Just be
straight shooter. Just be a straight shooter and tell her.
I'm not
good.
No, I'm not doing that.
Forget about that.
If that went like that, I'm just wondering how the how the weather girls are going to go. I want the Black Dragon weather girls in here. You know, Mike, we should have some on the East Coast and some on the West Coast. You should have some weather girls. I should have some weather girls.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I wanted to call them the weather B words, though.
Weather bitches?
I can't say that.
Oh, man, that's great.
I'm not saying that.
I love it.
I knew you would. I've corrupted you. I've corrupted the young man. I'm not doing it, Mike. I'm not going to be responsible.
Oh shit!
Not going to be responsible. Black Dragon, we're going to start calling you the Woman Slayer. No, you guys hear the old me. The new me is quite tame. The Weather Biddies. Say that, Black Dragon. I like it. The Weather Biddies.
Yep, you can get away with that.
I'm not going to say what Mike said. I'm not. No.
And they're the weather bitches.
I'm not saying that.
That's okay. You don't have to.
You know what?
I'm saying it, and I'm standing on it.
I'm not saying that. Then don't stand on that. See, I knew I shouldn't. I can't tell you nothing.
Look, I'm standing on 5. All right, I'm standing on 5 in a blade.
I'm not telling you anything else because you don't do things right. That's the problem.
Apparently not.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, I think that's I think that's good for us today. Listen, somebody, oh man, where is it? I have to show you. Somebody made me some new Liberty cuffs. I
Ooh,
mean, what do they call them? Cowboy cuffs.
okay.
But I got to find them. I don't know where the picture is and what. Where did he send me the picture? Was it
Probably
an
on your
email?
phone, email. Yeah, most likely.
But it was my new cowboy cuffs are so cold blooded. I'm going to show them to you guys when they get here. But let's see.
Gonna do a whole unboxing.
Oh yeah. Whenever you guys make me something or send me something, I'm absolutely gonna unbox it. Let me look here real quick to see if I can touch it before I get off the air here. Okay, we're in my email.
Liberty cuffs, letting your sailor slip out, BD.
No, because I'm not the one that said that. Mike said that. I was just contemplating. Okay, I can't find
Yeah,
it.
Steve, your bid can start the bid off for the leg. You can start the bid off at $5,000.
Mike, you're selling your leg?
Yeah, why not?
No, that's going to be with you forever.
Yeah, I have my other leg. This one I outgrew this one by 2.5 years. That was my very first permanent leg, but I don't fit it anymore.
And the helmet, is that the helmet you wrecked in?
Yep, sure is.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly, dude.
I'm lucky to be alive, man. It's a reminder every day.
Look at that helmet. If you guys don't think a helmet saves lives, look at the scratches where they are on that helmet.
I flew off at, I got T-boned at 80. I was doing about 50. And so you can think about when you get T-boned, how far you're going to fly. And I did. I tumbled. Yeah. Unfortunate.
I'm glad you're still with us, brother. So
Me too.
the world is tough out there, man. A whole bunch of stuff going on out there. You guys have to be safe. Beware of gun-free zones. They're not cool right now. So beware of gun-free zones. What is a gun-free zone? It's any place that you can be found without a gun and everybody else got one. Everybody that's bad can have one and you can't. That's a gun-free zone. Anyway,
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Fester. Family Life 4211 says go Navy. He understands.
He understands. He gets it.
Navy haters come on here and because these other guys were in the worst services you could ever be in. Marine Corps that work for us and go out and do what we tell them to do. And because they're Department of the Navy, they belong to us. They're our war dogs. Get them. Go get it. Get them. Get them.
Stop the cap.
That's what we do to them. Anyway, it's my show, so I can do that. There. That just proves you have a mission, sir. So, okay, Mike, anything else?
Nope. That is the show
sent
right
me a
there.
question today about national presidents. And someone asked if a national president should, he was in a meeting and they told him, hey, listen, man, this is a local charter and you have no say here. And folks are always trying to take out the national president. They want to remove him from being able to say anything about anything. And this is normal. So I made a TikTok video about that this morning that went to address this this thing that this guy was asking me about national presidents. So I'll show this to you guys. This will be the last thing I show you on my way out. I called it limiting the powers of the national president. So let's, this is my TikTok channel, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it. You should go there and subscribe to me, subscribe to my live, and you should go subscribe to Mike's live. And this is how you can help support the channel.
Yep.
Our channels is go subscribe to our lives. And it's like, I don't know, $5.99 a month or something. So that would be really cool. But anyway, here's the video.
Can't hear nothing.
Report to me.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it.
Is that they're blown away One thing that a lot of national presidents report to me is that they're blown away at how strong local chapters, especially local chapter presidents and other guys who want to steal away their own little fiefdoms, how quickly and how strong they band together to say, national, you have no say in what goes on here in our chapter. And sometimes these guys are like actually surprised at how quickly this happens after they become a national, how quickly these folks move to limit their power. And a lot of times it's for a simple reason. They want to build their own fiefdoms. They want to build their own little kingdoms, and they want to practice their own BS. And the further that they can separate the national from the BS they practice in their own little chapters, the quicker, the faster, and the furthest they can separate the national, the more power they can have. So you see them come together in meetings and all kinds of stuff. Oh, you don't get to say what's going on in chapter business. Stuff like that. And so what I would say is, national, don't fret. Don't worry about these guys. They sow the seeds of their own downfall. Their people see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You need to focus on national things, growing chapters, making sure bylaws are followed, and other things that nationals do. You don't need to be concerned with the power mongers. They're out there. They exist. They're going to do what they do. But eventually, sooner or later, those guys almost always, those guys destroy themselves. They sow the seeds to their own disaster by being the dirt bags that they are. And believe me, their chapters discover them and get rid of them the same way they try to get rid of you. So it's hard to let the baby go. It's hard to sometimes let certain folks get what it is that they ask for. They a lot of times they're going to get exactly what they deserve. Just wait, and you'll see. Capiche?
Capiche. Capiche. Well put.
As always, Mike Ball and I, we thank you guys for tuning in to us every day. We appreciate your time, and we know your time is valuable, and we appreciate that you take your valuable and precious time with us. One of our brothers had to go bury his mother today, and he's listening to us. One of our subscribers is listening to us on the way, the 15-hour drive to go and lay his mother to rest. Know that our prayers are with you, and our hearts go with you, and we hope that you find peace in burying your mother and handling her affairs. And we also hope that you can find some peace in our podcast and maybe laugh with us a little bit and lighten up your ride some. So we are praying for you, man, and you have all of our love and our respect and our sympathies as you go to celebrate your mother's life and how great she was to you. Listen, I lost my mother. I asked myself, I said to myself, what am I gonna do now that she's gone? I might want to ask her something. I won't have her to ask anymore. And then something came to me, and it made me smile because I already know what she would have said. There's no question that I could ask her that I wouldn't know already what she would have said. And that is the benefit when you have a parent that raises you and loves you. Not everybody gets that, but
No,
if
you're
you
very right.
if you have that, you have something very special that you can take with you forever. In any event, be safe on that road, my friend. Also, you guys make sure to advertise with us. We're looking for three major sponsors. Make sure to advertise with us. We're putting that out there on the table. Black Dragon Biker TV is also on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Ball Valve TV is on Instagram and TikTok. And here on YouTube, he is known as
Insane Wheels.
Insane Wheels. And what are you on Facebook? Ball Valve TV, is it as well?
I think it's under just Mike Ball, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't have like a fan page, you know, I have just a normal page.
So he's Mike Ball on Facebook.
Yeah.
And our podcast can be heard in the sound variant on Spreaker. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is the name of the podcast. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. And you can get that anywhere that you Spotify, iHeartRadio, or anywhere. But if you don't have a platform, go to Spreaker, because it gets more money if you listen to it from Spreaker.com. I don't know why, it just does. Also, you can get we have an online newspaper, bikerliberty.com, and also you can join our Discord server. And in the description on my Black Dragon Biker TV on my page, the description box has the server on it if you want to go join our Discord server. We would really like it if you would if you want to help the channel, if you would go subscribe. We have Instagram Live and we have TikTok Live. I'm no longer monetized over here. I don't know when they're going to turn it back on, if ever. But if you want to support the channel, you can go to TikTok and subscribe to our live, or you can go to Instagram and subscribe. I just turned on Instagram subscriptions yesterday. So anyway, where are the specifics for the sponsorship located?
I have the breakdown. I have the breakdown of it.
You can
prices and everything.
You can send Mike Ball one, or you can send one to me. I have the everything too, as well as the sponsorship. What do you call it? The media kit. The media kit.
Mm-hmm. Media
I'll
kit.
make sure. Yeah. Okay. So that's how that goes.
All right. Much love and respect to everyone. Thank you for tuning in with us, and we'll see you guys. Well, later on today, if you're on the social platforms, but we'll see you on YouTube tomorrow morning. Much love, guys.
And I'm Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Biker TV. Thanks for tuning in from wherever it is that you happen to be. And as always, remember, stay on top of your health, man. And we will start me monitoring my blood pressure. Somebody asked me, Black Dragon, why'd you stop doing that? So I'll start monitoring my blood pressure and my blood sugar again for you guys, so you can see it all working. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.